I'm scared of ending up alone. A Marvel one-shot, written on AO3 by asterelf. Tony and Peter were having a lab day. Tony inviting Peter to work on the Iron Man suit, knowing it would pull him in and they could have some good old family bonding time. And maybe Tony had noticed Peter looking down recently and hoped this would either cheer him up or convince him to finally let out what was on his mind. Both of them really sucked at talking about their feelings, and they'd found that it was a lot easier for them to do that while they were tinkering on something, happy to have their hands have to do something so the whole thing would feel a lot less awkward. After a couple of hours, they finished tinkering on the Iron Man suit and moved on to one of the larger bots in the lab that had malfunctioned earlier that week. And that was when Peter decided it was time for the emotions talk. "So, I've been thinking, right?" Peter started. "Did it hurt?" Tony replied, out of habit more than anything, getting an annoyed glance from Peter before he continued. "So, I've been thinking. I feel like I should tell Aunt May about the whole, spider thing, and Ned, and MJ. Tony nodded. "Alright, is that what's been bothering you?" Peter nodded slightly. "Well, I mean, there's more to it than that. I'm worried, Tony nodded, urging the kid to continue. I don't want them to think of me any differently. I don't want them to leave me because of it." Peter takes a second to breathe, pushing back all the tears that are starting to form in the corners of his eyes. I'm scared, I guess. Scared of ending up alone." Tony puts down the tools, walking over to the kid, who had dropped his tools by now, trying to stop the tears from overflowing and trying to stop his shoulders from shaking. Tony wrapped his arms around the kid, softly rubbing circles into his back. "Hey kid, first of all, your aunt and your friends love you. There is no way in heck they would ever leave you over something this small. Worst case scenario, May might be worried about you. Hell, I know I am." Tony crouches down, sitting Peter down on the floor and making eye contact with him. "And secondly, if they did leave you, you wouldn't be alone. You know why? I'll always be here for you, no matter what. I already know you're Spider-Man, right? And you know I still love you, right?" Peter nods, smiling, although there are still tears rolling down his face. Tony smiled too. "And kid, from what I've heard about Ned and MJ, they would just think you're incredibly cool." Peter's smile widens, using the sleeve of Tony's hoodie. Tony stands up, ruffling his hair. "Is that what had you so worried?" And when Peter nodded, Tony pulled him into another hug. "Thanks for telling me, kid. You feeling better?" And when Peter replied with a shaky yes, they continued to work on the bot.